So this is kind of a hot take, but I don't understand why people credit exercise to like creating their whole identity and having commitment and discipline. And oh, I exercise every day and that helps me to be disciplined. And over the course of years, that's going to be super beneficial. I don't know why we do that with exercise. We don't do that with any other subject or any other endeavor in life. Like, we're not like, oh, every bit of cooking that I do makes me a better person and more committed and dedicated. And today I shot some ketchup onto the plate, and that's one step and one drop in the bucket. And that might just look like me shooting ketchup, but believe me, if you shoot ketchup on the plate every day, it's gonna amount to something and you're gonna be consistent and dedicated. Like, nobody does that with anything else. So why do they do that with exercise? Instead of just showing up and doing mindless workouts, why don't you progress over time? It's such a simple way to make progress. You just literally do a little bit harder of a workout than the last time. Not more, not you're not spending more time or showing up more days a week. You don't question your self-worth and your self-discipline. You just the next time you're ready, you attack the workout and you make a little bit of progress. I don't see why why do we tie all that stuff in there with exercise? Like, it's just exercise. Why are you concerned that you're not disciplined and that you're not, accomplishing something? You're not committed and consistent. You don't have to work out every day to be committed and consistent. You can have a plan where you work out only certain days or only when you feel ready to train hard again. There's no lack of discipline or commitment in that. It's based on what your definition of consistent and disciplined is. If you think you have to do it every day and then you don't, well, now look, you fall short and you're not committed and you're not disciplined. But if you change your mindset to understand that, hey, this isn't something that is done every day or all day long or every hour or multiple times a day, it's just something that I do when I'm ready and I push myself as hard as possible, then you can realize, oh, wait, I actually am very disciplined. I'm not, falling off the wagon. I'm just taking days to recover from how hard I actually trained. And I think people just don't understand this with exercise. They think every little bit adds up to make you fitter. Every little push up I do makes me fitter. Every little air squat and lunge and wall ball slam and burpee that I do, it all like infinitely just makes me fitter and fitter and better and better. And I think this is completely false. I think people are wasting their time, a lot of their time, doing this, doing movements that are easy, movements that aren't challenging. Exercise is something that gets infinitely more challenging the harder you do it and the closer you get to muscle failure, right? The intensity rises drastically as you approach that. So, doing all that easy work right here and never reaching that intense part, it's not really getting it for you. I mean, yeah, you know, uh, you can do that for hours and hours each week, and you'll probably make a little bit of progress. But you could also do that in a very short amount of time each week if you trained really, really hard. For me, that's worth the trade off. Maybe for you, it's not. Maybe for some people, they cannot get their mind around training for less frequently. They have to do it every day. They have to do it 5 days a week. Why? Because it's a 5 day work week. So, you need to be grinding, you need to be committed. And they have all these mantras and things they tell themselves, like, yeah, I went to the gym today, even though I really didn't feel like it. My whole body's sore. I'm depressed. I'm broke. I got nothing going for me in life. But hey, I went to the gym today. It's like, are we supposed to be cheering for you? Are we supposed to be clapping? You don't have to go to the gym today. Maybe there's something else you need to be doing with your time to better your future, to better your family and your relationships with other people, to better your career. You don't have to be going to the gym every single day. I saw another video that kind of ties in with this where this guy was talking about how, being into bodybuilding, like, is keeping guys broke. And I agree with that. Thinking that you need to be in the gym an hour plus every 5 6 days a week, that could be keeping you broke. That could be a huge chunk of your time in your day where you block out, you block out the time to go to the gym, you block out the time to come home. All that time you could have been working a second job, a side hustle. You could have been starting your own business. You could have been building relationships with your family. So I think it's super important to think about that, to think about, what are you doing with your time? And I don't think every random air squat and every super easy push up is actually getting you somewhere. I think you need to train harder than last time. If you did 10 push ups last time, doing 10 push ups today, or something even easier, 5 push-ups, it's not hard enough. You have to stress the body harder, and with that comes more recovery that you're going to need between those intense workouts. So I don't know why people wrap up their whole identity in working out, and as if that's like the way they define like being committed and successful and disciplined. I think you can have discipline and work out when it's necessary, but you can also know when to hold back when it's necessary, and not just go to the gym today and act like every single rep of every single thing you ever do is like somehow always making you better. If I add 100 burpees at the end of my workouts, is that going to make me better? No, it's just going to make me tired. It's just going to make me tired. It has nothing to do with training my muscles, with physiology of my body. It doesn't make any actual sense. It's just an activity that makes your heart rate go up and it makes you tired. So that's the end of my little rant. Hopefully you guys took something away from this. You know, do the reps that matter. Do the work that matters. But when you're not doing that work, don't do it. Don't go in and mess it up. Your body's trying to recover from the last session, supposed that you went actually hard enough. You don't need to do something every day. You don't need to think that you're a failure if you don't. You don't need to beat yourself up, think you're not disciplined. You don't need to make yourself go to the gym if you're completely exhausted. Maybe if you wait that one more day, the next day you could actually train very, very hard and have a very productive workout. So, but unless you're somebody that's never 100% fresh, maybe you work like a late night job or whatever, then yeah, you're gonna have days where you're gonna have to just show up. But I don't think you should be just doing reps after reps after reps, hundreds of reps. I don't think you should be making up your workouts like, oh, I'm gonna do 50 burpees, then 150 push-ups. I'm gonna do a Murph today. It's like that's how you get injured. And I don't think that's thinking logically and scientifically about exercise. That's thinking like emotionally. That's thinking like, I mean, I get it. You're being creative, but a lot of times it's going to lead to overuse, and a lot of people quit working out because they don't really have a guide. They don't really know what to do, where to go from there. So if that's you struggling with that, just send me a message. I'll make a plan for you, and we'll get you training, and you'll actually understand like what to do next instead of just create random workouts and do random exercises that make you tired.